Okay, this morning we're heading to an old mine site, coal mine site that is. This isn't really the best weather to do this in, but right now it's not raining. Definitely a little bit cold. Way down below is the river. We're on a high bluff, and we've got to cross a couple of more low ridge lines, and the railway spur line that served this mine came in from the other side of the river, from its main line way over that ridge line, had a trestle across the river and went straight into this coal mine. So first time for us to check this area out and see what's back here. If there's any foundation remains. Not sure if this coal mine has a concrete portal. Just not sure, but we're gonna definitely find out. But we did try to just a few minutes ago we tried to navigate above the river, but you got some really sheer bluffs there. If it was dry, we'd probably go ahead and do it, but one small move and you're gonna go sliding right back and drop off into that river. Nothing to stop you. So all right, we'll keep heading this way. Okay, so we had to circumvent some terrain and got a nice creek down there. We've got to go over this last ridge up here, hopefully, and this will be where the mine site is. It's a beautiful topography. It's a little cold and misty, but you know, it's good hiking weather, that's for sure. So okay, so we've arrived at the mine site. This is the first time for us to even be in this area, and one of the old coal drift mines is right there. So we'll check that out. It's supposed to be, the bigger mine is supposed to be back this way, and this right here is a tramway bed right here. So we may go out this way, and we got to head back over in this direction. So Mr. Box is trying to negotiate the it's a creek, but it almost looks like a river now. So okay, and we'll see what's over there on the other side. All right, well, here's a drift mine right here, and I don't know why in the world they'd even bother, but that's not even, I don't even know if that's 6 inches, and it's at a downward angle. That's, I don't know, I think we've only seen one other mine like that, but you can see it. But looks like it went back a ways. Mr. Box went back in there, but we weren't expecting this. We were heading for another mine, but we're in the same area, so this is an unknown drift. So
what do you think on the date?
I couldn't tell you. Early 1915, 1910. So, all right, well, that's pretty neat to see, and we'll We're gonna try to keep pushing down the creeks here, see what we can find. Okay, so we were just down there and down below where the rail bed was, and this was the tramway line right here, and this is where the mine was. And you can just see they just blew this thing. Wow. Yeah, didn't have a concrete portal we were hoping, but big rock face portal. So all this is covered up. You can actually see, all the coal right there on the ground. And this was open, this was a slope mine. So hoist house was way back up there. So might be some foundation remains up there, I'm not sure. But they didn't have a coal washer because they didn't have one at this site. It was pretty old. I believe this mine goes back to about 1910, 1915. It's in operation for a long, long time. So, but yeah, they just set some dynamite off, I guess, right below. There's an opening would have been started about right here. Got a picture of this mine when it was in operation. It's pretty impressive. So we'll try to go back up here. We may if we got some time. We've got to go to a few more places, see if there's any foundation remains. So anyway, well, interesting trip. Beautiful topography, man, with the creeks and high ridges. Really something. Okay, straight back down through those trees, probably about a good 50 yards away would be the coal mine slope opening to this mine. And the hoist house was way back here, the tipple straight over here, and this was a retaining wall. Concrete retaining wall that they had right here, still here. Like I said, I think this mine opened about 1915. Could be some kind of indicator. So yeah, so the not sure what that's iron right there. Not sure what that is, but you can see all the coal right here. It's everywhere. And down there is the rail bed. You got the deep cut on the siding, and this is where the tipple was. I mean, it actually went out over the rail bed cut, and so they had one siding for empty coal cars. So pretty neat, you know. Really got to do some investigative work to find this stuff in the woods. So, all right. Okay, the coal slope mine is way back that way. Rail bed is down below. And that right there is the cable hoist house. Right there for this mine. Yep. And that's where the hoist cable would have sat, right there. So, I'll tell you, they had to put their engineering skills to work, man. We're high up on this ridge right here. I mean, the things these mining companies would do to start a coal mine operation. Yeah, I gotta watch my step, man. But this is it. This is the cable hoist house right here. Probably, there's a section of rail right there. Probably, you know, they had a huge wooden building around there. The only thing I can think of is the mining camp used to be way on the other side of that ridge. These guys would walk to work. I mean, there's nowhere you can park your car, that's for sure. And anyway, probably came down the rail bed, and I'm sure there were stairs coming up here, but I've got some pictures of this, but that's pretty neat. All right. Okay, this right here is the base of the loading tipple. Mine cars would have been way up there. There's the hoist cable house. So mine cars would have been brought out of the slope. I'm not sure if they were put on a turn, dumped. They may have had a rotary tipple up here, rotary car dump. But this is the base, and the tipple went right out over here. And right here is where the rail cars, coal rail cars, would be lined up. But that's the base. I didn't think that. I don't know why I'm surprised that it's still here. I didn't realize that would be concrete. I thought it'd be wooden, you know, but concrete is better. So anyway, and so right here you can still see some of the concrete pilings, because this was a wooden tipple, even though you had that concrete base. You can still see some of the concrete pilings. That's where the wood was bolted into to support the tipple. But anyway, be neat if you could tear. I've got a saw, but I don't feel like going through all that to chop all this privet down. But anyway, it's pretty impressive, man. I mean, when they opened this mine, you're out here in the wilderness. It's just amazing what they went through. Even the railroad had to cut this spur line up through this deep gorge, or holler if you want to say, or draw. You got the creek right over there. So, pretty interesting. All right. Okay, so you've got this deep, man, just a deep hollow back in here, draw hollow. And so we kind of think that was a coal drift mine also, which would make sense. But way up there, that's where the coal mine cars were brought up by the hoist cable. And so this is, I guess some locals use it for hunting or four-wheeling. But this is the actual rail bed right here. And if you were to keep following that, it'll take you down to the river. And there was a separate trestle, a trestle just for this spur line to come across the river and come up here. And this spur line met up with the main branch line. So, but anyway, pretty impressive. And like I said, I'm waiting on Mr. Box. He was doing some separate exploring here. So let's see. And that's the concrete base for the loading tipple. Hoist cable foundation, cable hoist foundations there. There's some other pylon. I'm not sure what these, they could have been attached to this. I don't know what they're doing over here. But those would have been the base where the, I'm not sure how thick the wood was, man. Could have been 20 by 20. But the wood would have been anchored right into these concrete pylons. So, several of them here. So, anyway, we leave. We got to cross back up and over. So, that'll be fun. But, thank goodness it's, we took a chance. It's not raining right now. So, but at least we found this mine site, which is a feat into itself. Okay, just another little quick video. That right up there is the Cable Hoist House Foundation. I mean, look what that's look what that's sitting on right there. Wow, man. I mean, that just looks precarious. Probably wasn't that way when this mine was in operation, but that's where the Cable Hoist House is. Man, that looks precarious from down here. So here's some serious joint plane separation, man, in those rocks. Wow. So, but that's it. That's the Cable Hoist Foundation. So, all right. And you got the rail bed down, heading down this way towards the river. Okay, we've got to cross that creek, head back up over this ridge line. I'm not sure if that was the remains of a coal drift mine. They did have several of them on the other side of the creek here at the bottom of the ridge. Just don't know. Maybe it was one and the top cover just collapsed. But might make sense. That's why they had these pylons here. It could have been, well, they would have had to have a wooden trestle, mine car trestle going across into that. But anyway, the river's further down that way. So I think Mr. Box is checking out the Cable Hoist House there. But it's a feat unto itself, man, that we were able to find this mine, because we are in the deep middle of nowhere. So, but beautiful scenery. Okay, got the creek that we crossed, runs right into the river, and boy, that is really up. I mean, seriously up. So we've got to head back this way. So we may, I'm not sure if we're gonna go along the bottoms. We may. It is a little bit easier that way, instead of climbing all these high ridge lines. So, but anyway, that's impressive.